16, Riley Gaddis.
Better late than never. That's what I always say. Sorry for the late start, but we're here in Rome, Georgia. Game 1 between Shorter and Carson-Newman on the Eagle Sports Network. Matt Scalzo with you. Delighted I could join you at some point today. We pick up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It is a 7-3 Carson-Newman lead. Apologies for the late start. Riley Sykes is in the circle, and we'll get you caught up on everything you need to know on what has transpired here and what has gotten us to a 7-3 Carson-Newman lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. A 1-1 count for Riley Sykes as it currently stands. As the count now moves to 2-1, facing Riley Gaddis, the 4-hitter in the Shorter order. Former Carson-Newman Eagle, spent her freshman season with Carson-Newman before transferring to the Hawks here in Rome, Georgia. But a lot of rain or light mist that then turned into rain at the start of this contest just before first pitch. And in order to protect the equipment and to protect my computer, I made the decision that just wasn't worth it to take that risk. But rain since stopped, and we've gotten everything back in order. And we'll get you caught up on everything that's going down here in Georgia. But I apologize, and let's get you caught up on everything that has gone on. And we'll at least start with where we are. Lizzie Mitchell now steps into the righty's batter's box for Shorter. It is a 7-3 Carson-Newman lead in the bottom of the 4th inning with 1 away. There are runners on the corners. Riley Gaddis is over at first base, and at third is Anna Sanders. Riley Sykes in the circle, righty-on-righty matchup. With 1 away, a 7-3 Carson-Newman lead. Sykes comes home, and the first offering is a strike on the inside corner to Mitchell. Shorter struck first in the bottom of the 1st inning. It was a base hit from Alex Hollingsworth that scored Sanders, as the 0-1 from Sykes is clipped straight back by Mitchell, and the count moves to 0-2. That made it 1-0, but Carson-Newman quickly answered back. A Reese Winchester walk that then resulted in a back pick throw to third that skipped to the left field, allowed Addie Saunders to score, made it 1-1. Saunders led off that inning with a triple to right field. That's what put her 60 feet away from tying things up. As the 0-2 to Mitchell is lifted into right center field. Martin makes the catch for out number 2, and Sanders holds over at third base. Keeps the runners where they are, and there's 2 away now in the bottom of the 4th inning. Then Abby Martin singled to right field. That allowed Reese Winchester to score. Malia Smith advanced over to third after she reached on a bunt single. And then Macaulay Bailey delivered a single, advancing to second on the throw that pushed across Martin and Smith. As the first offering is fouled down the line by Braylee Leone. And it's 0-1. In the bottom of the 2nd inning, Shorter got a run back on a solo home run from Katie Williams. Made it 4-2. Sykes calls time in the circle and is trying to get a pitch call in from the third base dugout that Carson-Newman is sitting in. Sykes comes set. Here comes the 0-1. Dips low in the dirt, 1-1. In the 3rd inning, Shelby Armstrong pushed across 2 runs on a deep double to left center field, hit off the top of the wall here at the Alto Park Softball Complex, as the 1-1 driven out by Leone into left field, pushes Saunders back, and she'll make the grab for out number 3. And takes us into the fifth inning, a 7-3 Carson-Newman lead. We'll keep you here, though. We got to get you caught up on everything you need to know here. So that made it 6-2 as Grace Gregory and Addie Saunders scored on that deep double from Shelby Armstrong. And then Shorter got a run back on a single in the bottom of the third inning. That pushed Riley Gaddis across, and that came off the bat of Maddie Curtis, the catcher. And then in the fourth inning, Carson-Newman launched its second home run of the season. It was a deep shot out to left center field by none other than Macaulay Bailey, her 49th home run in her career, first of the season for the senior first baseman. And now that gets you everything you need to know here from Rome, Georgia, a 7-3 Carson-Newman lead. That's how all the scoring has happened. It's not all in my book, but we will pick up with that as this one moves along, or I guess we're just going to have to figure that one out. But we come into the top of the fifth inning. Gaddis is still in the circle for Shorter. As I said, former Carson-Newman pitcher in Gaddis. So far, she's thrown 87 pitches and has given up 7 runs, 6 of those earned through the 4 innings she has pitched. Off 9 Carson-Newman hits. There's been 10 for Shorter and just 1 error in the contest. And it is against the Hawks. Addie Saunders stands in the lefties' batter's box and leads us off here in the top of the fifth inning. First pitch, and it's a first pitch swinging by Saunders. Pops it up left side of the infield. And the catch is made by the shortstop. And Lizzie Mitchell puts one away. Saunders going into that at-bat was 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. As that brings up Reese Winchester. 7, 8, and 9 due up for Carson-Newman here in the top half of the fifth inning. Winchester's 0 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored. Takes the first pitch down and inside right over top the shoes of the right-handed hitting second baseman, rather. And the count moves to 1-0. The 1-0. Winchester turns and pulls it foul down the left field line, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 from Gaddis sails high to Winchester, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1, and that is high, 3-1. Winchester's gotten off to a solid start to her freshman season with Carson-Newman. Has been the everyday second baseman since the start of the season, her 9th start of the year. In game number 9, Carson-Newman 7-1 to start the season. The 3-1 misses upstairs, and Winchester tosses her bat towards the third base dugout and sprints down the line for a 1-out walk. Brings up Shelby Armstrong, the right fielder, who hammered that deep drive towards left center. Put Carson-Newman up 6-2. First offering from Gaddis is down to shoot for a called strike 1. Armstrong standing in the righty's batter's box. Coming into today's contest was just 1 for 5 with 1 RBI. The 0-1. Armstrong checks her swing, and it's a called strike on the inner half, 0-2. Winchester over at first, not being held on to, as the first baseman Webb is a couple of steps in case of the bunt from Armstrong. The 0-2. Armstrong swings, grounds it to third. It is bobbled by the third baseman, Leone, and she picks it up, fires across the diamond in time for out number 2 to get Armstrong. Advancing to second goes Winchester, and she's put into scoring position. As it turns back over to the top of the order with Malia Smith, we'll run you through the Carson-Newman order. Malia Smith batting leadoff, followed by Abby Martin, Macaulay Bailey, Sarah Walker, Anne-Marie Richards. Grace Gregory bats 6th, and Addie Saunders who led off this inning, bats seventh, and then Reese Winchester as Smith swings on the first pitch, grounds it through the right side of the infield. Winchester gets the green light around third. Here's the throw to the plate, and it is in time for out number 3. What a throw from the right fielder. And Katie Williams threw a strike right to Maddie Curtis. It was in time, and the Eagles failed to push another run across. First scoreless inning for the Eagles since the first inning. They had put 4 up in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth, but none in the fifth. So now we will take our first break here on the Eagle Sports Network. Back with more after this.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
In 2025, we celebrate 130 years of Carson-Newman athletics. Over the years, the teams at Carson-Newman have been known for their toughness and Christian spirit. Through the decades, teams and individuals playing at the highest levels have brought recognition for this little school on the banks of Mossy Creek. While we remember the past, we look towards the future. So join the Eagle Club today as we continue to support our athletes and coaches through funding and facilities. Talons up.
Join the Eagle Club today. Visit cneagles.com/Eagle Club.
We welcome you back to the Alto Park Softball Complex in Rome, Georgia. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Delighted you could join me on this Wednesday afternoon as Zariah Webb leads off and fouls the first pitch back from Riley Sykes, and the count moves to 0-1. Sykes did not start the game. It was Lorelei Spradlin that got the ball in the circle and worked through a rocky 3 innings of work, gave up 3 runs, all of them earned on 9 hits through 54 pitches, had a strikeout and a walk as Webb nubs this one down the first baseline. Gloved on the backhand by Bailey, but it was a tough play for her, and Webb with good speed is able to reach the board safely to get things going here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Now batting, number 20, Katie Williams.
As it is 7, 8, and 9 in the shorter order as Katie Williams, who already has a long ball today, steps into lefty's batter's box. Her home run made it 4-2 in the bottom of the second. First pitch from Sykes dips in the dirt, low and away, 1-0. The 1-0, Williams in the air, right field. Armstrong comes on, and she's unable to make the diving grab. It is a single to right field as Webb advances over to second base.
Now batting, number 9.
And so that brings up the 9-hitter, Maddie Curtis. Looking at the Carson-Newman defensive alignment, Anne-Marie Richards behind the plate from first to third around the infield. It is Macaulay Bailey, Reese Winchester, Malia Smith, and Grace Gregory, as there will be a pinch runner for Zariah Webb. In comes Madison Hancock. Bottom of the 5th inning, 7-3 Carson-Newman with the lead. Back-to-back base hits, puts 12 hits on the board now for the shorter Hawks as Sykes comes home, and the first offering is waved and missed by Curtis, 0-1. Curtis, a sophomore from Dallas, Georgia, standing in the righty's batter's box against the righty in Sykes. Has Hancock in scoring position over at second base. The 0-1 is Mrs. up the ladder and up above the zone, 1-1. The 1-1. Pushed a bunt down the third base side, gloved by Gregory, throws to first where Winchester's covering, and there is out number 1.
Now batting, number 25, Ashton Stevens.
As that brings up the top of the shorter order, Ashton Stevens comes up with 2 runners in scoring position. Hancock at third and Williams over at second after the sac bunt off the bat of Matty Curtis. As Stevens swings on the first offering and fouls it down the third base side. Moves the count to 0-1. Next pitch is off the mark from Sykes. Makes it 1-1. A back pick throw from Richards to third, and Hancock with a head first dive is back in ahead of the tag from Gregory. Didn't finish the defensive alignment for Carson-Newman. Abby Martin is in straightaway center. Shelby Armstrong flanks her in right, and in left is Addie Saunders. As the 1-1 chopped in front of home, Sykes picks it up and has no throw as Stevens, with good speed, gets down the line in a hurry. And that loads the bases.
Number 12, Anna Sanders.
And so that brings the tying run to the plate in this instance, and Anna Sanders. First pitch, and it is fouled away down the third base side by Sanders. Sykes comes set with the bases loaded. The 0-1 misses outside to Sanders, 1-1. Sanders is 2 for 2 with a run scored and a double. Also reached on a walk. Has been a tough out as the 1-1 popped up behind home plate, and that will reach the bleachers behind home plate about 15 yards to the right of me. So here comes the 1-2, and Sanders fouls it away, fights it off down the first base side this time. Sanders, a sophomore from Huntsville, Alabama, has a chance to bring her Hawks a little bit closer. The veteran Sykes trying to deliver a shutdown inning, working around the traffic here. The 1-2 misses high and outside to the right-handed hitter. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. Here comes a 2-2. Sanders muscles it out towards left center. Martin comes on, makes the catch, tagging from third, and coming in to score with ease is Hancock. Makes it 7-4 on a sac fly off the bat of Anna Sanders. She picks up her first RBI of the day. Hancock the only one to go anywhere. Everyone else stays put with Stevens at first and Williams at second. Brings up Alex Hollingsworth, the designated player. up with 2 away in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Swings on the first offering, grounds it up the middle. Smith fields and fires on to first, and it is in time for out number 3. So Shorter gets 1 on the sac fly from Sanders, sends us into the 6th inning. It's a 7-4 Carson-Newman lead on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
2, 3, and 4 in the Carson-Newman order, due up here in the 6th inning. It's a 7-4 Carson-Newman lead here on a Wednesday afternoon under the lights in Rome, Georgia. Carson-Newman and Shorter going head-to-head. Closes out 10 consecutive games away from home for Carson-Newman as Martin laces the first pitch into center field. It is a leadoff single for the center fielder, who has been on an absolute tear to start this season. She's now 2 for 3 on the day, has an RBI and a run scored, also reached on a walk, and has a stolen base. Continuing to load the stat sheet is Martin. Came into today's contest batting .500 with 10 RBIs. Had a pair of triples, a double. Came in with 5 stolen bases as well. It sets a table for Macaulay Bailey, who stands in the righty's batter's box facing Gaddis. First pitch bounces in front of home plate. Martin about halfway to second, stops. Now the throw rolls into center field from Curtis, and Martin will head over to second base. Since she was already going, it should go down as a stolen base for the center fielder. But we'll see how they roll it. Martin single, the 10th hit of the afternoon for Carson-Newman, 13 for Shorter. Next pitch to Bailey, slow roller, left side, gloved by Mitchell at short. Slings it to first, and she retires Bailey for out number 1. As Martin holds over at second base, brings up the designated player, Sarah Walker. Walker in the righty's batter's box, swings on the first pitch, hammers one towards center, but right there to make the play is Ashton Stevens. And she is retired in a short-lived battle. 1 pitch is all it took for Gaddis. Hard line out from Walker. Has really been putting a good bat-to-ball to start this season, the freshman from North Carolina. As Anne-Marie Richards stands in the righty's batter's box, another freshman in this very youth-filled Carson-Newman order. 4 upperclassmen, 3 seniors in this Carson-Newman order. The rest, freshmen and sophomores. 1-0. Misses high and outside to the righty in Richards, 2-0. Abby Martin, Macaulay Bailey, Grace Gregory in their final seasons. Shelby Armstrong, a junior. And then Leah Smith, Sarah Walker, Richards, Addie Saunders, and Reese Winchester. All still early in their careers as the 2-0 misses high to Richards, and it's 3-0. Smith, Walker, Richards, and Winchester, all freshmen. Saunders, a sophomore. As Gaddis looks in, comes home on the 3-0. It's right down the chute, 3-1. Richards was taking all the way. Gaddis looks at the armband on her left wrist, rocks and deals a 3-1. And it's high. 2-out walk to Anne-Marie Richards, puts her on first base. And brings up Grace Gregory. And it looks like we might have a pinch runner in this situation. And we will, as it'll be Katie Mathena. To take Richard's spot over at first base. So here comes Grace Gregory. First pitch from Gaddis is high. Martin trying to advance over to third on the high throw, and she is caught stealing, and that will end the inning. Strong throw from Maddie Curtis sends us to the bottom of the sixth as Carson-Newman threatens with 2 on, but Martin gunned down, and that will send us to the bottom half of the sixth. Still a 7-4 Carson-Newman lead over Shorter here in Game 1 of the Twin Bill on this Wednesday afternoon on the Eagle Sports Network.
Number 16, Riley Gaddis.
Apologies if a commercial didn't play there. But Matt Scalzo back with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Bottom of the sixth inning, a defensive change for the Eagles. Katie Mathena was a pinch runner for Anne-Marie Richards in the top half of the sixth inning, and now Mathena takes her spot behind the dish. As Riley Gaddis leads off here in the bottom half of the sixth inning, 4, 5, and 6, or excuse me, 5, 6, and 7 rather, as Gaddis swings on the first pitch, sends a towering pop-up on the left side of the infield. That is handled by Malia Smith for out number 1 in the bottom of the sixth inning. 7-4, Carson-Newman in front. Just a single tally in the first, second, third, and in the fifth for Shorter. No crooked numbers put up for the Hawks. 4 in the second, 2 in the third, and 1 in the fourth as first pitch is hammered deep down the left field line, but foul off the bat of Lizzie Mitchell. Riley Sykes still in the circle for Carson-Newman. Lorelei Spradlin got the start. Here comes the 0-1. outside to Mitchell. Stands in the righty's batter's box, evens the count at 1-1 with one away. The 1-1. And this is pulled down the left field line and foul again off the bat of Mitchell. 1-2. The third baseman, Brayley Leone, stands on deck. The 1-2 dips down and away from the right-handed hitting shortstop, and it evens the count at 2 strikes. This is a slow roller towards short. Smith fields, zips it throw, and a nice stretch by Macaulay Bailey. Retires Mitchell on the slow roller to short.
Number 17, Riley Leone.
Elias Smith has retired the last 3 shorter hitters. Pair of groundouts and sandwiched in between the pop out of Riley Gaddis. Brings up Brayley Leone, the third baseman. Standing in the righty's batter's box, bat rested on her shoulder. First pitch from Sykes misses down and inside. 1-1. The 1-0. Wave and a miss from Leone. Makes the count 1-1. Sykes looking for a 1-2-3 inning. She can get through Leone, and Carson-Newman will look for some insurance in the 7th inning as the 1-1 pulled foul into the spare field down the left field line at the Alto Park Softball Complex. Makes the count 1-2. Sykes looks in, gets her sign from the third base dugout. Wipes her hand on the right side of her jersey. The 1-2 hangs outside. 2 strikes, 2 away. Base is empty. Carson-Newman and its alternate road blues. Eagles in big block letters written across the front in white, outlined in blue. Smaller font of Carson-Newman above it. 2-2, just a touch inside. 3 strikes as Sykes walks back to the circle. Numbers on the front and the back. Written in blue, outlined in white. Blue pants for the Eagles with white socks with 3 light blue stripes outlined in blue. The 3-2 misses upstairs, and it's a 2-out walk to Leone.
Now batting, number 11, Zariah Webb.
Brings up Zariah Webb, who was the one that started the inning in the 5th, reached on an infield single, was pinch ran for by Hancock. Madison Hancock, that is, and Hancock eventually came to score. First pitch to Webb, waves through the fastball from Sykes. It's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Called strike on a beautiful drop pitch from Sykes that hits right at the bottom rail of the zone, and it's 0-2. Webb stands tall in the righty's batter's box, bat rested on her shoulder, as Sykes looks to put her down and send this into the 7th inning. The 0-2. Inside. 1 2 strikes. Shorter in their alternate all-black home uniforms. And the top right of the jersey, there's an interlocked SU in blue, outlined in white with a blue number on the front, outlined in white, Sam on the back. Black pants, black socks. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Webb chases the drop pitch from Sykes And that sends us into the 7th as Shorter strands Leon on the base pads. And it's a 7-4 Carson-Newman lead heading into the final inning here on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Welcome back on the Eagle Sports Network to the Alto Park Softball Complex. 7-4, Carson-Newman leads Shorter. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Delighted you could be with me. Grace Gregory leads off and swings at the first pitch. Pulls a pop-up to the left side of the infield. Shortstop Lizzie Mitchell doesn't have to move an inch, and she'll make the grab for out number 1 in the top half of the 7th inning. Brings up Addie Saunders. Saunders 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Also has a stolen base. Swings on the first pitch and pulls it to the right side of the infield as Anna Sanders fields it on a couple of hops. An underhand toss to first, and Saunders is retired. So 2 pitches and 2 outs for Riley Gaddis in the top of the 7th inning. Brings up Reese Winchester. What will Winchester do? Will Gaddis get a rare 3-pitch inning in the top of the 7th inning? Comes home on the first offering to Winchester. She swings at it, but misses, and it's 0-1. Winchester worked a walk her last time up, her second of the afternoon so far. Is 0 for 1 with a run scored, also as an RBI. Next pitch into Winchester, bounces in front of home plate. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Carson-Newman looking for its 3rd consecutive win after sweeping the Saturday doubleheader in the Low Country Classic over the weekend. The 1-1. Winchester grounds it foul. Went towards Shelby Armstrong on the on-deck circle on the third base side. Count moves to 1-2. For the 2nd consecutive game, Carson-Newman surrendered the first run, but in both instances they've answered back and eventually taken the lead, as they did today, wasting no time till the 2nd inning as the 1-2 to Winchester misses down away, 2-2 against USC Beaufort in their final game of the Low Country Classic on Saturday. Trailed 3-0, didn't get a run until the 5th inning. Played it 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th for a huge comeback win over the Sand Sharks. 2-2, high and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Winchester. Freshman second baseman climbs back into the righty's batter's box. With an open stance, Gaddis comes set. Payoff pitch on the way. Winchester turns, drives a deep fly ball out towards center field. But with plenty of room, ranging back is Ashton Stevens, and she'll make the grab. Out in center field for out number 3. A 1-2-3, top of the 7th for Riley Gaddis. Makes way for the bottom of the 7th as Carson-Newman looks for 3 more outs and to take game 1 of this doubleheader on the Eagle Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
How do you know you're in a community, not just a town? Well, strangers smile as they walk by. They refill your coffee without you asking. And when you ask directions, people offer to walk you there. Communities give more. The way you know when you walk into First Bank that you are in a real community bank. Great products, direct access to your local bankers, and relationships that can last a lifetime. Don't just have an account. Have a community with First Bank. Member FDIC.
Three outs away is Carson-Newman from taking game one of this twin bill in Rome, Georgia. Riley Sykes settles into the circle looking for three more. As the first pitch to Katie Williams is a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. 8-9-1 for Shorter here in the bottom half of the seventh inning, chasing three. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. Got a late start because of some weather in the area, but it has turned into a beautiful evening as the 0-1 hit straight back to Sykes in the circle, fields it off one hop, and an overhand toss to Macaulay Bailey for out number one. Brings up the 9-hitter in Maddie Curtis. And then it will get to the top of the order with Ashton Stevens. But the question is, how far will it go for Shorter here in the top of the seventh? Curtis 2 for 2 with an RBI. Swings on the first pitch. It's an excuse-me check swing that pops up towards the middle. Malia Smith with an underhand grab. A couple of steps in front of the second base bag. Had to lunge at it, but the freshman shortstop is able to make the play in a short-lived battle. Puts all the pressure now on Ashton Stevens to try and keep things going here. Last out, last opportunity for Shorter. It's in the hands of the left-handed center fielder in Stevens. First pitch to Sykes. Misses inside, 1-0. Stevens was running up towards the top of the box, a slapper at the top of the order. The 1-0. Stevens, ground ball back up the middle and into center field. Executed to perfection. And it puts a runner on with two away, as Anna Stevens will now come up. Back-to-back base hits for Ashton Stevens. Started the day 0 for 3. Now 2 for her last two. As Anna Sanders climbs into the righty's batter's box. 2 for 2. Runs scored, an RBI, and a walk. For the second baseman. The 1-0 from Sykes. Moves inside. It's just a touch inside as well, 1-0. Clowns clearing up here in Rome. The 2-0. This is low. Or rather, that was a 1-0, and now the count moves to 2-0. Sykes comes home. Now the count sits at 3-0 as that misses inside towards Sanders. If Sanders gets on, that brings the tying run to the plate, and on deck, Alex Hollingsworth. Sykes looks in. Here's the 3-0 home. And that is low for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Sanders after the base hit from Stevens.
Now batting, number 13.
Brings the tying run in Alex Hollingsworth to the plate. Hollingsworth 1 for 3. Last time up, she grounded out to the shortstop in Smith. In a identical situation. 2 runners on, 2 outs. As she turns and drives this one deep out towards left field. Saunders back, and it is off the wall. Rounding third, coming in to score is Stevens. And Hollingsworth just mere feet away from tying this game up on one swing of the bat.
For 16,
Now she stands in scoring position, 120 feet away, as the tying run brings up Riley Gaddis, the former Carson-Newman Eagle. Represents the go-ahead and winning run for Shorter in the bottom of the 7th with 2 away. All of this has come with 2 outs for the Hawks. First pitch to Gaddis, low and away, 1-0. Sykes got past Katie Williams on a ground out back to the pitcher, and then a pop out of Maddie Curtis. Put 2 away, but then Stevens a base hit up the middle, 4-pitch walk to Sanders, and on the first pitch, Hollingsworth hammers a double that pushed Saunders all the way back to the wall. And now she'll be pinch ran for by the flex player, that is Esperanza Reyes. Sykes comes home on the 1-0 and burns the outside edge to the left-handed hitting Gaddis. Evens the count at 1-1. Once teammates now facing off in a pivotal spot here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The 1-1 from Sykes. Gaddis hammers one into left center field. It is down and it'll roll all the way to the wall. Sanders scores. Reyes around third. We're tied at 7. On a 2-run double from Riley Gaddis. All coming with 2 outs for Shorter here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Back-to-back doubles from Hollingsworth and now Gaddis. As Holly Tucker-Vance will head out to the circle. We're all square at 7 apiece. And coming to the plate, Lizzie Mitchell, the shortstop, has a chance to be a hero in Game 1. To plate 4 runs, all with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Shorter all-time against Carson-Newman is 0-4. Team's first bet back in 2022, but none of the contests have been close. In 2022, a 17-5 win for Carson-Newman, 13-0 in 2023, and then last year in the doubleheader here in Rome, Carson-Newman outscored Shorter 26-1, 19-0 in Game 1, 7-1 in Game 2. But this is a different Shorter team and a different Carson-Newman team as well. A lot of familiar pieces for Shorter back again, and they've been in a lot of close contests, but they haven't been able to eke one out as this one lifted out towards center field on the first pitch from Mitchell. Martin is there, and she will make the grab, and this one needs extra innings. We head into the 8th, tied at 7, as Shorter answers with 3 runs, all with 2 outs. In the bottom of the 7th, they've scored the last 4 runs to force extra innings. We'll be back with some free softball on the other side of this break on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
In 2025, we celebrate 130 years of Carson-Newman athletics. Over the years, the teams at Carson-Newman have been known for their toughness and Christian spirit. Through the decades, teams and individuals playing at the highest levels have brought recognition for this little school on the banks of Mossy Creek. While we remember the past, we look towards the future. So join the Eagle Club today as we continue to support our athletes and coaches through funding and facilities. Talons up.
Join the Eagle Club today. Visit seeandeagles.com/Eagle Club.
For the first time this season, Carson-Newman softball goes to extra innings as Shorter plates 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. And so the ghost runner, or the international base runner, goes to second base, and Reese Winchester. Shelby Armstrong up, slays a sac bunt towards third, and pushes Reese Winchester into scoring position, or 60 feet away over to third on the 5-4 putout. And that brings up the top of the Carson-Newman order with Malia Smith. Facing Gaddis, who has delivered big moment after big moment, has struggled in the circle, but in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs, she came through with a 2-run tying single, as this is pushed down right in front of home by Smith, fielded by Gaddis. No one was covering first, so Smith took a large secondary lead towards second, and no one was there, and so maybe the shortest double that you might see by Malia Smith puts a ton of pressure on, as Shelby Armstrong just stayed put over at third. Or excuse me, Reese Winchester stayed put over at third. As Abby Martin climbs in, takes the first pitch ball, and it's 1-0. Missed in the dirt to the center fielder in Martin, who singled her last time up. Has a chance to put 2 more on the board for Carson-Newman. 1-0, yanked outside by Gaddis. 2 balls, no strikes. The dangerous Macaulay Bailey stands on deck. Bailey is the last person to score, last person to drive in a run on her solo home run in the 4th inning. The 2-0. Strike right at the top of the zone. 2-1 to Abby Martin. Two for 3 today is Abby Martin. A 2-1. Fouled off by Martin. Goes skipping to the backstop behind home plate, and the count moves to 2-2. Two. And the off speed from Gaddis hangs upstairs. 3-2. The 3-2 is low to Abby Martin, and she loads the bases on a patient at bat. And with 1 away, here comes Macaulay Bailey. Go-ahead run 60 feet away in Winchester at third. The speedy Malia Smith over at second, and Abby Martin with tremendous speed over at first. Well, the outfield could likely score Malia Smith. First pitch to Bailey is a ball in the dirt. 1-0. Macaulay Bailey, 3 RBIs today. Has 9 over her last 3 games, and is up to 10 on the season. As time is called, and there will be a conversation in the circle. There's no way to get around the situation that is in the hands of Riley Gaddis. You could intentionally walk Macaulay Bailey if it's that dangerous, but that would bring the go-ahead run into scoring, would bring the scoring run, or the winning, words are hard, the go-ahead run across home plate. But I can't imagine that's what they would do. Although Macaulay Bailey has been a thorn in the side of this afternoon for Riley Gaddis, also once teammates. As Gaddis disperses. And the pitching coach, Jesse Bruce, heads back to the first base side dugout. 1-0, 1 away. Bases loaded in a 7-7 ball game in the top of the 8th inning. The 1-0. Bailey, hard ground ball, gloved by the shortstop Mitchell, goes to second, and diving in safely is Martin. Coming in to score comes Winchester, and it's now 8-7. Carson-Newman still with just one away.
Batting, number 22, Sarah Walker.
We'll see how they score that. Bailey will pick up an RBI as the first pitch to Sarah Walker is high and outside. 1-0. Bases are still loaded. Macaulay Bailey over at first, Abby Martin at second, Malia Smith at third, and the righty Walker standing in. The 1-0. Loops upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. On the way to Walker. This is upstairs from Gaddis, 3 balls and no strikes. Again, she's got nowhere to put her here in the top of the 8th inning. Prior to that run scoring, Shorter had scored the last 4 runs to tie things up at 7. 3-0 to Walker. Had the green light and fouls it away down the first base side. Count moves to 3-1. Anne-Marie Richards stands on deck. She was replaced by Katie Mathena as a pinch runner in the 6th, and Mathena then was behind the plate, but Richards going to re-enter if it gets to her. As the 3-1 by Walker chopped into left field. That'll bring Malia Smith in, and the inning will continue on an RBI single from Sarah Walker, makes it 9-7. And everyone keeps advancing on the train. Abby Martin now to third, Bailey at second, and Walker at first. As I alluded to, Anne-Marie Richards re-entering in this 5 spot, and the bases are still loaded with 1 away. Carson-Newman scoreless in the 5th, 6th, and the 7th. But have brought 2 runs across here in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch to Richards from Gaddis. Off the mark, 1-0. "14 hits for Carson-Newman, 16 for Shorter. And what has been an offensive explosion for both of these teams. The 1-0, Richards clips it foul, and it shoots behind the backstop and at a play, 1-1 with 1 away. Here's the 1-1. As the off speed hangs upstairs, 2 balls and a strike with 1 away. As Richard staying patient in the righty's batter's box. Walker at first, Bailey at second, Martin at third with 1 away. The 2-1. High and outside, 3 balls and a strike. Gaddis going to have to buckle down. Again, nowhere to put him. If she were to walk Richards, it would bring in Abby Martin. A 3-1 fouled away and lifted out of play. Straight back by Richards, and the count runs full. Gaddis looks in, has her sign. Payoff pitch on the way to Richards. Richards chases the high fastball, hammers it deep to left, way back, and it is out of here. A grand slam from Anne-Marie Richards breaks this wide open. her first career home run. And it is 13-7, Carson-Newman in the top of the 8th inning. Rise ball from Gaddis. And Richards goes up and gets it and hits it off the scoreboard in left field. 6 runs in the top of the 8th inning from Carson-Newman, highlighted by the grand slam from Anne-Marie Richards, her first career home run. And what a moment for it. Can't exactly think of one better than that. And of course, walk-offs go a long way as well, but a grand slam is your first career college home run. Hard to top that. As Grace Gregory stands in the righty's batter's box and gets us going again as Gregory wastes no time and laces one down the left field line all the way into the corner. Gregory motors around first and is into second with a stand-up double. Screams towards the dugout at third as Carson-Newman has awoken after 3 scoreless innings. The offense kicks back into gear against Riley Gaddis, who had the game-tying run on a double in the bottom of the 7th inning, brought in 2 runs. But her day going to come to a close after Shelby Armstrong laid down a sac bunt to get things going here in the top of the 8th. But the next 5 have reached base for Carson-Newman. A single from Malia Smith off a bunt. Then a walk from Abby Martin. Macaulay Bailey was able to reach on a ground ball that brought in the go-ahead run in Reese Winchester. Then an RBI single from Sarah Walker scored Malia Smith. And then most recently, the grand slam from Anne-Marie Richards in the top of the 8th inning. Made it 13-7. And there's going to be some shuffling and some changes after Gregory ripped a double down the left field line. Pitching change, catching change, and an outfielder's change. All for Shorter.
Now pitching for the Hawks, number 7, Valerie Baxter.
As Valerie Baxter will come into pitch. Maddie Curtis went to the outfield. And sliding in behind the dish is Alex Hollingsworth. So we'll get all that written down. We'll give you a quick break. Back with more from Rome on the other side of this break on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
And we're back after a quick 30-second break here on the Eagle Sports Network. Junior pitcher Valerie Baxter into the circle out of Dallas, Georgia. Faces Addie Saunders in what has been a very long and marathon top of the 8th inning for Carson-Newman. 6 runs to take a 13-7 lead. Grace Gregory stands over at second with 1 away. And the first pitch from Baxter is down the chute to Saunders, 0-1. As I said, some changes as well defensively. Alex Hollingsworth now behind the dish as was the designated player. And then Maddie Curtis goes out to left field to replace Esperanza Reyes. Ashton Stevens still in center and Kate Williams in right. Infield remains unchanged with Webb, Sanders, Mitchell, and Leone. As the 0-1 from Baxter misses high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The righty comes home. Saunders drives a deep fly ball out towards center field. On the run, the catch is made by Stevens, and Gregory will advance over to third.
Now batting
The momentum from Stevens carried her into the gap, and Grace Gregory took advantage of it. And now it brings up Reese Winchester, who began the inning as the runner at second per the extra inning rules. Now she gets her first at-bat of the inning. And the one that led off this inning in Shelby Armstrong stands on deck. As the first offering to Winchester misses high and outside 1-0. 1-0, skips in the dirt, 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0. Misses down and in to Winchester, 3 balls, no strikes. On the way to Winchester. Misses inside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to put Winchester back on the bases. And the Eagles have batted around here in the top of the 8th inning. Brings up Shelby Armstrong. A lot of first for Carson-Newman here in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch to Armstrong is an off-speed that loops high and outside, 1-0. Armstrong on the 1-0, fouls it straight back, 1-1. That home run, or the grand slam from Anne-Marie Richards as the 1-1 comes into Armstrong. This is high and outside, 2 balls and a strike. First grand slam since the end of since the SAC tournament last year against Tusculum. The opening round, Macaulay Bailey hit a grand slam against the Pioneers. 2-1. This is beneath the knees of Armstrong, 3-1. Top of the order stands on deck with Malia Smith, the 3-1 to Armstrong, and she fights it off with a foul ball straight back into the netting behind home plate. Here comes the payoff pitch. Armstrong gets underneath it. Lifts a fly ball to shallow left. Curtis comes on, and she'll make the grab for out number 3. But Carson-Newman played sixth in the 8th. RBI from Macaulay Bailey, an RBI single from Sarah Walker, and then the grand slam from A.M. Richards. Her first career home run makes it 13-7 Carson-Newman as we head into the bottom of the 8th, looking for 3 more outs when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen out of Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe with a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We have a quality contractor network, easy financing, and incentives for home upgrades. Plus, AEC carefully inspects every job to ensure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aeccoop.org for applications, contractor lists, and more details. AEC, power what matters most.
Carson-Newman going to the bullpen for the bottom of the 8th inning. Kalia Merritt comes on and is looking for 3 more outs to give Carson-Newman its first extra inning win and its 3rd consecutive win. And its first true road doubleheader. Had a pair of road games at the Low Country Classic against Beaufort, but those didn't come in consecutive fashion, as we'll see today, as Anne-Marie Richards now returns to the behind the dish. And Merritt is in the circle. First pitch from Merritt misses high to Brayley Leone, who leads off in the bottom half of the 8th. A bigger margin for Shorter to overcome. As standing over at second is Lizzie Mitchell. He's chasing 3 in the bottom of the 7th. They're chasing double that with 6 here as Leone on the 1-0 pops it up, left side of the infield. Smith takes a couple of steps onto the outfield grass, and she'll make the grab for out number 1.
Now batting, number 11, Zariah Webb.
Merritt, a freshman out of Wayne, West Virginia, has really appeared as in a closer-esque role. Last pitched against Erskine on the 14th, went 2 innings in an 8-4 win, had a pair of strikeouts with 2 walks. Pitched a third of an inning against Beaufort in the lone loss of the season. Faced 1 batter, got the out. As this is pulled towards third, Gregory Fields fires to first, and it is in time to retire Leone. So she was not out on the pop out, and now she's retired on the 5-3 ground out. And so here comes Zariah Webb with 1 gone in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And then a confusion with the home plate umpire. Didn't realize Lizzie Mitchell was over at second as Webb swings on the first pitch and grounds it foul to the left side of the third base bag. Moves the count to 0-1. Webb 1 for 4, 2 strikeouts on her day so far. Here comes the 0-1 from Merritt. Webb, hard ground ball through the left side of the infield and into center field. Mitchell comes around third, and she will score with ease as the throw to Martin comes in to second base on an RBI single from Zariah Webb.
Number 20, Katie Williams.
Makes it 13-8. Brings up Katie Williams. She has a home run earlier today. She's 3 for 4 at the dish so far. The first offering to Williams is high from Merritt. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 away. Webb over at first base. Carson-Newman pitching, having some struggles today. Came in to today's contests as the lowest ERA in the South Atlantic Conference, below 2 at 1.98. Next closest was Mars Hill at 2.93. As there's a issue with the mask for Merritt. She's going to get a replacement from the dugout. As the temperature's starting to drop here in Rome. My watch and my phone still says 66 degrees, but from the earlier rain and sun starting to set, feeling a little colder. Merritt settles back in, looks at the wristband on her left arm. Comes home on the 1-0. And a fastball drops beneath the zone to Williams. 2 balls, no strikes. Maddie Curtis stands on deck, and then it's the top of the order for Shorter if it gets to them. Two-0 to Williams. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes to Katie Williams from Kalia Merritt. .30. Right down the chute from Merritt. 3 balls, 1 strike. .31 on the way from Merritt, and Williams fights it off with a foul ball down the third base side. So Merritt, trying to work backwards, was in a 3-0 hole, and now works it back to a full count, 3-2 with 1 away. A runner on first in Zariah Webb in a 13-8 ball game. Payoff pitch from Merritt. Williams, soft line drive up the middle, gloved by Winchester for out number 2.
Now batting, number 9, Maddie Curtis.
And so once again, Shorter down to its last out. Saw what happened in the 7th. Scored 3 runs, highlighted by the game-tying 2-run double from Riley Gaddis. All of which coming with 2 outs. As Curtis takes the first pitch high and outside from Merritt. 1-0. Curtis is 2 for 3 with an RBI. Popped out to the shortstop Smith their last time up an inning ago in the 7th. The 1-0 dips beneath the zone. 2 balls, no strikes. Merritt comes set, the 2-0 home. And it's a called strike. Catches the top rail of the zone. Two-one from Merritt. Curtis, ground ball, third base side, off the glove of Gregory. And Curtis is aboard, and it turns back over to the top of the order as Webb moves over to second.
Now batting, number 25, Ashton Stevens.
It was going to be a tough play for Gregory if she were to make it. And so Ashton Stevens, the center fielder, stands in the lefty's batter's box with 2 away and 2 runners on, trailing by 5. First pitch to Stevens, ground ball up the middle. Smith fields, fires to first, it's low. The pick is made by Bailey, but Stevens with good speed is able to get there a step ahead. And with good speed from Curtis, she forced the throw to first. And so the inning continues. And here comes Anna Sanders, bases loaded, still trailing by 5. Is Shorter, but the pressure on for Kalia Merritt as Sanders steps into the righty's batter's box. Tying run stands on deck. The 2-1, or the first offering, is high and outside 1-0. Scoreboard hadn't updated after the base hit from Stevens. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Ball gets past Richards, but Webb holds steady over at third base. Sanders waved through the 1-0. Evens the count at 1-1 with 2 away. 34 combined hits between the two teams, combining for 22 runs. The 1-1. Sanders, ground ball, back up the middle and into center field. Webb scores, coming to home and diving in safely is Curtis. Another 2 runs plated for the Hawks. And now the tying run comes to the plate in Alex Hollingsworth. They just won't go away. And they just keep finding ways to keep the train moving, scoring more runs as both teams into double figures with runs scored today. It's the first time this season that Carson-Newman has scored 10 or more runs since first round against Tusculum in the SAC tournament. Had 10 runs and a 10-6 win. First time they've allowed double figures since April 18th of last season when Lenore Ryan put 14 up on the Eagles and in a 14-11 win for the Bears. And so Alex Hollingsworth is the tying run coming to the dish after the 2-run single from Anna Sanders, as Hollingsworth ropes the first pitch into right center field. It'll go all the way to the wall. Stevens scores. Around third comes Sanders, and the tying run is in second base on a 2-run double from Alex Hollingsworth. I mean, you cannot write what we are seeing here in Rome, Georgia. Hollingsworth wasted no time working it the other way on a frozen rope that went all the way to the wall on a 2-run double. And so here comes Riley Gaddis in a deja vu scenario. Had the game-tying 2-run double in the 7th. Has a chance to push the tying run in once more in Alex Hollingsworth over at second base. Fourth RBI of the day for Alex Hollingsworth. First pitch to Riley Gaddis. This is inside from Merritt. 1 ball, no strikes. And so a chance for Gaddis. She gets on. Lizzie Mitchell would be the next one up, and she was the runner that started on second here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The 1-0 is low to Gaddis, 2-0. .25 combined runs between the two teams. 37 hits, 21 of them coming from the Hawks. The 2-0. Off the mark from Merritt. 3 balls, no strikes. On the season, Carson-Newman had allowed 50 hits, nearly half that in this game. The 3-0 misses high from Merritt, and the go-ahead run is on the bases for Shorter in Riley Gaddis, who works a 4-pitch walk. Carson-Newman had a chance to get out of this inning, but the speed of Ashton Stevens beat the throw of Smith, kept the inning going. First pitch is low in the dirt to Mitchell, 1-0. A 1-0. Zips high from Merritt. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 away. 2 runners on. The tying run in Hollingsworth is on second base. The go-ahead run in Gaddis is on first. Carson-Newman scored 6 runs in the top of the 8th inning. 5 here from Shorter in the bottom half. 2-0 pop-up left side of the infield. Smith is there, and the game is over. You can all let out a big exhale, those Carson-Newman fans. Shorter did all they could to replicate what they did in the 7th to try and force another inning or walk things off here from the Alto Park softball complex. But the Eagles get the 13-12 win in Game 1, improved to 8-1 on the season. Game 2 coming up in about 30 minutes' time here on the Eagle Sports Network. We'll have that for you as well. Just head on over to the second stream we got set up for today's contest. Or if you're looking for things to do in between games, you can head on over to the Eagle Sports Network. You can listen to Andrew Rogers call the Carson-Newman's women's basketball game against Emory and Henry. But we should have Game 2 coming up in about 30 minutes' time or so. It's 5:44 local time here in Rome, but we'll see what happens and see how everything progresses. They got to get the field back up into good shape. A lot of water, a lot of moisture. It's all muddied up. And so they're already getting those preparations going. But both teams having full team meetings after what has transpired in that 25, in a game that featured 25 runs, 37 hits, and 11 runs in the 8th inning alone, 6 from Carson-Newman. The difference proves to be the grand slam from Anne-Marie Richards that made it 13-7, but 5 runs from Shorter had everybody holding their breaths that were representing the orange and navy. But Carson-Newman gets the win. They improved to 8-1. We'll have Game 2 for you on the way here from Rome. Matt Scalzo with you on the Eagle Sports Network. See you in 30 minutes' time or so. Back with after this on the Eagle Sports Network. That was loud, is what I'm learning.